How's it going, everybody? Nick Daniels here, aka East Coast Pimp. Bringing you folks another video here. So I'm just doing the old crouching tire, just crouching behind the old river here. Good times. Thought I'd have something a little scenic for you in the background, a little nice. Look at this fucking area, man. It's fucking nice shit. And anyway, so here we go. Video. Do it. So, oh. Anyway, you ever watch these movies nowadays? Right? You watch them nowadays? And like, every time the protagonist always seems to win, eh? You ever notice that? Like the good guy, no matter what. I've often said this comparison, but I'll bring it up here just for shits and giggles because it is very relevant to this point. But I grew up watching a lot of movies when I was a little younger, and one of them I really actually fell in love with was The Lord of the Rings. Good fucking movie. Not gonna argue that series. And there's a point though. There's a point in those movies I don't like. Did you ever notice that like every fucking time they go into like some cavern, or like they are surrounded by like 1,000 orcs, like literally like thousands of orcs, and they got like 12 guys on their party or less, and they just come out unscathed, right? Every time, right? And like it always shows like, you know, the above shot, and they're running, and like they're like, you know, the goblins are behind them freaking out, and like there just ain't a fucking problem. They're just like, yeah, all in a day's work, boys, right? And everybody walks out okay. Okay, I'm fucking telling you, I get goddamn disgusted, because that's just all movies are nowadays. And that's why I'm always going to tell people that's why you should watch Game of Thrones. All right, so now if you haven't seen Game of Thrones, I'm going to talk about it here a bit, so that spoilers are coming in, and they're coming in hot. But what really got me hooked is the main character got killed off, or who you would believe was the main character, you know, at that point in the show, which is obviously Sean Bean, who dies in, well, everything he plays. But in this, obviously, was Ned Stark. Now, yeah, he dies like, what, like 6 episodes in? They just like cut his head off, and I was like, no fucking way. Right? Like, that's what I'm talking about. Then his son kind of comes up to the pass, right? Protagonist again, right? You're waiting for him, like he's gonna rise up and avenge his father, defeat the Lannisters, right? Like do what needs to be done. He's working on that. Like, he's actually doing really well. Yeah, he gets butchered at his own wedding. Okay, his wife's pregnant, gets stabbed in the gut and killed. Yeah, mother gets her throat slit. All right, pretty fucking good, not bad. And I'm telling you, there's always a reason why I like watching these shows, because that's realistic. Like, you know, like I like watching a show where just anyone at any time has a possibility of not making it alive, right? If there's a possibility that they're gonna like murder a character, then like that's a show I can get into. Now there is obviously many more shows that are like that, right? That is not the only one, but it is the one I'm the most familiar with, and is the one that I would like to quote. But that is the problem with shows and movies today, right? It's like they're just too damn predictable. You know, we live in this, you know, we live in an era where it's just like, hey, like, oh fuck, right? Like, clearly he's not gonna make it. And then the other guy's like laughing because he's like, a good guy always wins. And they do, and the good guy just kind of prevails up, right? It's like the classic movie. And you know, and I have seen films where that has not been the case, right? There's been a couple of movies in my day, into which I've seen, and you know, absolutely, someone's getting fucking destroyed, right? And it's kind of how it should be, right? You know, and I think it's a realistic standpoint too, right? Like, the villain isn't always gonna win. The good guy's not always gonna win. But for some reason, it's like 90%, it's like the good guy wins. More than 90. It's gotta be like 95, right? And there's 5%. And that's the problem with movies nowadays. That's the problem with TV shows nowadays. They're just too damn predictable, right? And a lot of them just follow suit, right? Like, they just kind of follow that cliche, you know, like, I mean, in all honesty, it's like a lot of the movies, like, right, the antagonist kind of gets the beginning win, right? Really looks bad for the protagonist. They fight their way back up. They kind of redeem themselves. They win. They save everyone. That kind of idea, right? That meta, right? Everybody just follows suit, right? There's not really like its own thing where, right, they just don't fuck with that. And you know, could be something like that, and at the end the good guy loses anyway, and then the bad guy does prevail, and he's like ha ha ha, laughing at the end, and it just black screens. That'd be pretty entertaining. But I don't know, folks, let me know what you guys think. Like, do you kind of agree with that statement? Do you think I'm wrong? Do you say like, fuck this guy, like, no, he's wrong, dude, I like when the good guy wins? So do I. But I want to see movies where, like, maybe it's like a 50-50. You don't really know if the good guy's gonna win, and you watch the movie and you're in question, right? You're questioning that. You're like, is he actually gonna make it? And then at the end of it, you don't really know, right? It's open. It's open for discussion, right? Where it's not like, you just go to any movie nowadays and the first thing you think of is, well, I already know the good guy won, right? You just want to see how they win, and that's fine, and right, and they win, and you're like, oh, fuck yeah, and you walk out, and you're like, oh, that's sick. If you watch, like, Infinity War, spoilers here, of course, right? At the end of it, well, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, Thanos won, right? He got a win there. And, and then it goes, like, right dark, and, like, everybody's fucking like, oh my god, right? And they walk out, and that's how they get people, right? That's smart. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you in the next video. I hope you've enjoyed, and peace.